Number 9, the Chicago Bears didn't want a quarterback. They go, we got ours, Justin Fields, so we don't need to pick number 1. And I don't like to give the Bears credit. I hate doing that. But
I gave them the worst player available because of you.
But I think that they made a prudent move and a very wise choice to trade that pick when they did, because when they traded it, I think there was a lot of chatter that, well, these quarterbacks are very, very good. And as the process has gone on, I don't know that they could. Maybe they could. Maybe the Panthers like Bryce Young that much to where they would do that trade again, but I don't know. It seems like the shine is off a lot of these quarterbacks where they struck while the iron was hot. So I give them a lot of credit. They got some assets, and now they're picking 9 and picking who?
Peter Skoronski, Northwestern, guard, tackle, whatever you want to say there. I think he's more guard. Do some people think he could play right tackle and do that? Yeah, they do. So we'll see. But either way, I think he goes into the safe for sure thing bet on the offensive line, where I could maybe go, there's questions a little bit with all of them, in my opinion, the tackles that we're talking about. Skoronski has no questions. You're guaranteed you're going to get a high-level guard. You might get a high-level right tackle, okay? So that's where I look at it. They need offensive line, right? You know, there's, again, I thought about, hey, could pass rusher be part of the conversation? Is there some D linemen that might be part of the conversation here for them? You know, it crossed my mind. But I think ultimately, no, this is the route they need to go. You know? And I think, too, you know, they got some flexibility here between him, Tevin Jenkins, who they drafted a few years ago at Oklahoma State, who I think they want to be their right tackle, right? He played a right guard a little bit last year, too. So we'll see where this goes. But I just think he is a for sure thing. You talk about a high floor guy, definite high floor with the potential of a high ceiling and the potential to play different positions that can give you some flexibility, at least early on in his career, to make it all work here for the Chicago Bears.
If that works out this way, that's a pretty good offseason for Justin Fields.
Oh, my gosh.
They like you. You're still the number 1 quarterback.
Right.
They're not taking a quarterback. They get you DJ Moore, and then they get you some protection up front with Peter Skoronski. I think it'd be a great day for Justin Fields if it plays out like this. Last pick in the top 10, Eagles on the clock, a team with no weaknesses.
No weaknesses. And this is the team that can say F you. And I think this is the team that takes Bijan Robinson.
Ooh.
I'm going there, yeah. One, I got pretty good feel that they like him. Bijan Robinson is, I think, universally top 5 player on most people's boards, right? Especially the teams that at least value their running back to a degree. And it's a draft in a year where we've talked about there's not a lot of superstar football players. He's one of them. So, yes, that's where – now, again, they're another team. You know, is there an O-lineman maybe for the future in the conversation? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to do that right now. D-lineman, I don't know if there's anybody that fits their need there, right? There's guys like – I do think this is the kind of the range where you can start to get into maybe – Calijah, Cancey. I don't even think it's crazy to think Will McDonald or even Lucas Van Ness to start popping up in this area here. And they'd be another team that I'd go, if our man Jalen Carter somehow is on the board at 6 or 7 or whatever else, I wouldn't be shocked if they tried to make a splash move to go up and get him. Why not? Fletcher Cox is on his last year, right? So there's a lot of things to go there, but I think Bijan Robinson's just too special to pass up.
That's always the one that's hard to figure out as just a fan like me, a normal fan. You're like, everyone was like, he's top 3 player, he's top 5 player.
Right.
One of the best backs we've seen since Saquon Barkley. He'll go at the end of the first round. You're just like, I know that running backs are considered to be like a dime a dozen, but you just said that this guy is elite and he's better than all those guys. But it really does come down to, you know, what can you find to replace him?
Exactly.
And what's the current pay structure for some of these players? Because I mean, I don't know if people know it out there. It's like these salaries are locked in. You're slotted in. So C.J. Stroud, if he goes at 8, and then you got Bijan Robinson at 10 for the first 5 years of their career, they're making the same amount of money.
Yes.
And so obviously when quarterbacks are making $50 million a year, it's better to have one of those on the rookie scale than it is to have a running back who the best ones are making $10 million a year. And so the math just is not in the favor of running backs.
It's not in the favor, but they're a team that, you know, I don't think they have to worry about some of the factors that other teams do because the team's so well set up, they're ready. And, man, there was a lot of times last year we were sitting here going, man, the only weakness on their team is running back. If they had a running back, some of those holes, oh, my gosh, what's going to happen? And that could be really scary with Bijan Robinson. And it could, of course, help Jalen Hurts, that big contract. And, it just makes another part of their elite football team more elite to put more pressure on a football team. I think they're pretty well set up on O-line as far as depth. D-line, hey, they can address it a little later in the draft, too. They do have another pick in the end of the first round.
So who knows, though? 11 here, you got the Tennessee Titans. They got a running back, Derrick Henry. Maybe they just make a call real quick. Go, here, take Derrick Henry. We'll take that 10 spot, and we'll take Bijan Robinson. Who knows if we were to do trades and get crazy. But the Tennessee Titans at 11.
Tennessee Titans at 11, so they can do a few things here. Right,
my fake scenario that I just made up.
I mean, quarterbacks part of the conversation, maybe,
sure.
Right? I don't think Vrabel and that group there, O-line could certainly be part of the conversation. I don't think that's crazy to think that as well. Corner is another one that comes to mind here with them, and a guy on the edge. They're kind of a team that needs, some retooling in some places here, right? I'm going to go with the corner. Pass defense has been an issue there, right? I'm going to go with Christian Gonzalez here. I'm going to go with Christian Gonzalez, put him with Christian Fulton. I know they got some other young players from the draft, last year to help out in that position. But to me, Gonzalez has still got great size. He can really run. He's got very good ball skills. He's not my favorite corner in the draft, but I know he's valued by a lot of teams as the top 1 or 2 corner in the draft for sure. I understand that. I don't think that's crazy. And I think it's a team that, with the swing and miss of Caleb Farley a few years ago, they need a little more talent in this position group right here.
It is a little startling how far they have fallen in a short amount of time.
Yeah. I know.
There are holes in that roster.
There is. Well, I think that's why, Brian Robinson, the ex-GM's not there. Whether it's trading A.J. Brown, Jack Conklin, letting him go in free agency, drafting the big tackle from Georgia at the end of the first round. He never plays it down for them, right? It's just Bud Dupree, big contract, never really even was healthy, but they paid him like he was a superstar pass rusher. There's just... If you start to really lay it out, there's one thing after another. Trading for Julio Jones, he can't even contribute to our team, but we traded away picks for him. Got Robert Woods last year. He wasn't even healthy. We traded away picks for him. There's one thing after another. So I can understand why that change was made.
So then you got the Tennessee Titans, the Houston Texans next. We just did the Tennessee Titans. Now you got the Houston Texans making their second pick of the first round. They took your edge, your guy, Tyree Wilson, with the number 2 overall pick. So do they continue to beef up their defense, or do they add to the offensive side?
I'm going Anthony Richardson right here. Houston Texans take Anthony Richardson, quarterback, Florida. One great spot for him. I know he's, highly valued within their organization. It's a great spot. You got Bobby Slovic, who came from the 49ers. He's going to know how to do some of the quarterback design, run stuff, and some of the stuff they were implementing with Lance when they were thinking about going down that road there. You got a Davis Mills there, so it's not like we have to throw him out there right away. But it's perfect because, the first day, everybody's going to go, whoa, he's big. Whoa, his arm's way bigger than Davis Mills. Whoa, he's way faster than Davis Mills. Who cares he can't read the defense yet, coach? Let's just throw him in there, and he'll figure it out as we go along. To me, that's the other aspect, too. A lot of people keep talking about Anthony Richardson. Oh, you want him to sit a year. He hasn't played football. He has to play football. You got to play him right away. Right away. Put him out. Take your lumps. Do it the right way. But that's what I would do. I certainly wouldn't let him sit. But, yeah, I'm going Anthony Richardson there. Wouldn't surprise me if it was Hendon Hooker maybe too.
Ooh.
Or maybe even they trade up a few picks here to try to go after Anthony Richardson, and they're not comfortable with maybe somebody else eyeing him before him. Either way, but I got to think that the Texans get a quarterback with one of these top 2 picks here.
Hendon Hooker, your number 3 quarterback, still on the board. I think there was thought at one point maybe that all these guys would be gone in the top 10.
Yeah.
Richardson, Levis, Stroud,
Right.
and Young. Still could happen, but are you fairly confident that one of these guys, maybe it's not Richardson, maybe it's Levis, maybe it's even Stroud, one of these guys is going to fall out of the top 10 of those 4 that you've had drafted so far?
I at this point feel like it's going to be Stroud or Richardson. I do. I I wouldn't want to bet on it that they all fall out of the top 10.
You think it still could happen?
I
that
still think it
teams
could
like
happen.
him enough.
I think yes. I still think it could happen. Of course, it's quarterback, and there's some teams out there that might just go, we got to get one, and we might have to move up or whatever it is. But yeah, I don't think that's a crazy thought to think at least one of them fall out of the top 10 to the early teens or 11 or 12 or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that's a real possibility.
At 13, the Jets don't need a quarterback. They got Zach Wilson on their roster. And that's it right now, really. I guess one day maybe Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
But offense pretty good last year, even despite some of the struggles. Good running back coming back, and Breece Hall. I mean,
right.
They were fun to watch.
They were fun to watch.
Despite all the drama going on. So where do the Jets go at 13?
Yeah, there's three ways I think about this. Edge rusher, sure. But damn, I mean, you do have Carl Lawson. You drafted, Jermaine Johnson in the first round last year. You got some other guys, too, that are coming off the edge that are damn good. To where I just, I thought about it. I thought about tackle. Because, you can look at tackle and go, okay, wait, they got Max Mitchell. I know they like him. You got someone's phone ringing in here.
Yeah, I hear that in my ear,
Dwayne
too.
Brown and Mekhi Becton are in the conversation, too. Mekhi Becton, it works out at the place my brother and dad work out at. Can somebody turn off the damn iPhone ringing in the background? Is anybody listening to our podcast?
No one can hear that probably but you and me. Just trying to see if we can do the pod with a phone
the
ringing.
iPhone ringing.
And the answer to that question is no, we
Apparently
cannot.
nobody's listening to our podcast
totally
because
throws us
nobody's in
off.
our ear or anything there.
Okay, we're back.
But either way, I am not going tackle with them. What I think it's a very real possibility. I certainly could see that happening. But I'm going Pittsburgh defensive tackle Calijah Kancey right here.
The Aaron Donald clone.
Right. I'm going to bet that they go, you know what? We still got Mekhi Becton, who was a top 3 pick. Dwayne Brown. All right, we're going to do that. And we like our guy, Max Mitchell, right? I think I got that name right. Yeah, I got and they're going to go, let's make our defense just elite. And it kind of is elite already. This is kind of FU pick. But I think he's a perfect fit for their scheme, too. Again, this is the Seattle defense. Win a gap, be explosive, shoot through there. That's what Calijah Kancey is made for. He could be a Michael Bennett-ish type presence for their defense, like Michael Bennett was for the Seahawks back when Robert Saleh was the defensive coach up there.
All right, so the Jets getting even stronger up front.
Yeah.
Winning football. The Patriots, they usually try to be strong up front. Those secondary, though, is usually where they have a lot of their stars and end up going to other teams and not playing that well. All right, so middle of the first round, you got the Patriots. Cole Strange off the board because he was drafted last year. Are they going off the board again with some crazy name?
I don't think so. Of course, I think they're in the trade down conversation. There always are, right? I know a lot of people think corner could be. I have a hard time thinking corner. I don't have any inside knowledge here, but damn, they got a lot of corners on their roster, right? And I think they really believe in the young Joneses, the one from Arizona State and Marcus Jones, who was the kick returner, punt returner, nickelback. So I think they're going to, if they have to stay put, I'm going to say they go tackle here. Tackle's a need on their football team. Trent Brown, it's, coming to the end there. Isaiah Wynn's no longer there. They have a need at that position. And so that's where I'm going to have them go Broderick Jones from Georgia.
Broderick Jones, protecting Mac Jones.
The
How
Joneses.
many Joneses can one team have?
Seriously, I guess that makes me even feel better. More Joneses. They got 3 Joneses on defense in the secondary, and then now that'll be just the 2 Joneses on offense. Is there another Jones on offense? I thought there might have been, but that's pretty impressive, right? Just keeping up with the Joneses up there in New England.
You could get a Patriots jersey, and you could have any number and put Jones on the top. It was probably a real jersey. It's a real jersey. They actually play for the Patriots.
Yeah.
So maybe that makes it more likely to happen. Who knows? And what are the chances that he is protecting for Mac Jones when next year starts?
I think he might have the greatest potential of all the tackles in this whole draft. I mean, he's got such a body. He's got incredibly long arms. He's got the good feet, all of that. some things he needs to work on.
Yeah.
But overall, yeah, he'll be a plug-and-play starting right away type of tackle.
I was trying to kind of nudge you more towards what are the chances that Mac Jones is the guy that's taking those snaps.
That's what you were trying to do.
But that was good.
It'll
No,
be Mac Jones. It'll be Mac Jones.
Jones and Jones.
Yes.
Keep them together. Middle of the first round, 15, the Green Bay Packers. Are they going to get a weapon for their new quarterback in Jordan Love, some protection on the offensive line? Are they going to go defense that was disappointing last year a little bit for the Packers?
Yeah. One, they got some young defensive guys that I'm sure they're going, they got to contribute more this year. One, you got Rashawn Gary coming off injury. Devontae Wyatt, their D tackle from Georgia, who they drafted in the first round. Quay Walker, first-round linebacker. Yeah, they got to play better, right? Corner, they're stacked. When I look at that, I think their O-line's pretty good. I mean, maybe they could go O-line, but I look at it and go, damn, there's a lot of depth and talent there. So it got down to positions for me of really safety. I know people talk about safety. There's no safety to take at 15 here. Tight end is what I kept coming to. And tight end, and that's where I'm going to go Dalton Kincaid from Utah. Right, I'm a little riskier because again, I know there is some teams that the back thing, his back injury is being red flagged, and I don't know how far that could make him fall. But I mean, we're talking about freak show tight end here. I mean, this guy he's special, and this is a coach who I know values tight ends. Being with the Shanahan family, he understands the importance of a guy that. Yeah, with my offense, I want to run the ball, outside zone, do all of that stuff. Having that tight end to come out of play action, boots, all of that. So that's where I think it's not only a need for their football team, but it's a phenomenal football player. Definitely one of the 15 best players in the draft. Just has this injury thing, and I think if there's no injury thing, he could have maybe gone on the top 10.
He was your number one tight end.
Yep.
He is the number one tight end off the board in your mock draft. Wouldn't it be kind of funny if this really does happen? Because Pete notes here in our rundown.
Yeah.
Green Bay's last two offensive skill positions drafted in round one. You had Jordan Love in 2020.
Right.
That probably didn't make Aaron Rodgers happy. And the only one previously before that was Aaron Rodgers himself. He was never given a first-round wide receiver.
Yep. And now they get a superstar tight end.
Now they get a superstar tight end, perhaps. 16, the Washington Commanders. With the first tight end off the board, where do they go?
Well, they O-line is not perfect. They signed some people in free agency though. They got Wiley from the Chiefs, signed him. Got Nick Gates from the Giants. They got some other guys on their O-line to where I came away going, you know what? I didn't feel that they were gonna give their attention to that position. Defensively, they could use a corner. They can. But also, too, I go, yeah, they could use a corner, but damn, I mean, again, they were top 3 defense in football last year. They're damn good, right? I'm going to go on the offensive side of the ball. I'm going to go to tight end here. This is where I'm going to go Michael Mayer from Notre Dame.
Your number 3 tight
My
end.
number 3 tight end. I'm going to go with him. I know I think he's a little more highly valued throughout the NFL than my number 2 tight end, who I love. And I know there's some others out there that love him too, but I think this is the guy that's more the consensus. And because of the Dalton Kincaid injury, I think it's even been boosted a little bit more because here again is he's the safe pick, right? Mm-hmm. Hey, we know he can kind of do everything. He's a good run blocker. He's good in the pass game. The floor is high, and the ceiling could possibly be high as well. So that's where I look at it. I go, man, you got him. They got that running back. Run the ball, always friendly for a young quarterback. Man, Ron Rivera had Greg Olsen at one point when he was in Carolina. I know he's a believer in the position, So that's where I'm going to come away and go, that's where Michael Mayer comes off the board.
Do you believe the chatter there that they really like Sam Howell and they're gung-ho?
I do.
I think he can be something.
I do. Yeah. I know. I know they're one of those teams that people still are like, they maybe will take a quarterback, but I have got no inkling from anybody that they're flirting with that conversation. Yo, thanks for watching, homies. It's the off season, but there's no off season for us here at Unbuttoned. Me, Ahmed Fareed, we're going to hit all the stories. So hit subscribe for us, okay? We got a ton coming up. My draft prospect rankings, my Simms top 40 quarterback countdown, and videos of me and NFL QBs playing catch and talking about their development and mechanics. Again, thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe. Peace out, homies. See you soon.